work to do. Hello, my name is Kevin Douglas Berg. I'm here to provoke thought and move humanity just a little bit. We do have a segment here, and what was I saying, Black ADB, about anti-Semitism and the rise. 24% United States of America, 26% overall in the world. I did a video about the act being so heinous as it is, but 45 people were thumbs up. 45 people were happy with the anti-Semitic hate crime. I'm going to read you the whole breakdown of the hate crime. Vandals splashed graffiti on home of a Jewish director of Brooklyn Museum. The homes of a Jewish director of the Brooklyn Museum and other museum leaders were vandalized early Wednesday morning in a coordinated attack, according to a museum spokeswoman. Vandals attacked the Brooklyn Heights home of Ann Pasternak, director of the museum, by smearing red paint and graffiti across the entry of her apartment building, and hanging a banner that accused her of being a white supremacist Zionist. That's a new one. The home's two trustees and the museum's president and chief operating officer, Kimberly Panasek Trueblood, were also targeted, according to the Taylor Matman, the museum's director of public relations and communications. Mayor Eric Adams said in a social media post, the police department will bring the criminals responsible here to justice. I sure the hell fucking hope so. This is not peaceful protest or free speech. This is a crime, and it's covert, unacceptable anti-Semitism. Police department spokeswoman said officers were investigating outside one of the victims' homes. Police officers walked door to door trying to get the footage of the attack and speak to neighbors. I guess they got security. On the Senate floor on Wednesday, Senator Chuck Schumer, a Brooklyn Democrat, said the vandalism had made him sick to my stomach. I'm sorry. Sick to my stomach. It is vile, it's nasty. Sorry about that. It is un-American, and sadly, this kind of evil is something every Jew on earth can recognize in an instant, he said. The Brooklyn Museum has had a fraught relationship with some community organizers who have staged protests through Miss Pasternak's tenure. During the Israel-Hamas war, the institution grounds have become a gathering spot for pro-Palestinian activists who claim there's a link between wealthy trustees and the military-industrial complex in Israel. An accusation museum officials have denied. Last week, the police arrested dozens of activists outside the museum, including a leader of the pro-Palestinian group Within Our Lifetime, after protests in which some people invaded the museum. In a statement afterward, the organization condemned the museum and said it would hold its leaders fully accountable for the violence carried out against the protesters inside and outside the museum, the majority of whom were black and brown youth and young women. Do you see how that goes down? Optics. For 2 centuries, Okay. In a phone interview, Miss Pasternak said she was disgusted and shaken by the vandalism of her home, like anybody would. For 2 centuries, the Brooklyn Museum has worked to foster mutual understanding through art and culture, and we've always supported peaceful protest and open, respectful dialogue. She said in a letter statement, violence, vandalism, intimidation have no place in that discourse. You're going to get fucking handed to. You go in there like you fucking own the place. Like you have a grudge on your shoulder, you don't even know what the fuck your grudge is on. It's on an ethos. It's on a falsehood. It's on a hate. It's on a discrimination. It's on a bias that is based on nothing but more biased, fake stuff. Information. Garbage in, garbage out. Museum's history of engaging with social issues and facing backlash. In 1999, then Mayor Rudolph Giuliani tried to evict the museum after an exhibition that included a painting of Virgin Mary made with collage, pornography, and elephant dung. You know, arts in the arts field or whatever. Once I said censorship, you censor me, you censor what you think is pornography, you censor what you think is violent acts, you censor what you think is profound or profane, you stop that idea, the complete idea of what was around that. What was the motion? What was the catalyst that made that person do what you see, hear, watch, listen to yourself? Attacks on Wednesday did not happen in a vacuum. On Monday night, hundreds of people protested against Israel outside an exhibit in Lower Manhattan that commemorates the at least 360 people were killed during the Hamas-led attack on October 7th at a rave in southern Israel. Last month, the man was charged with assault after he argued with the pro-Palestinian demonstrators who were protesting at his Upper East Side home of Columbia University trustee and then hit one with his car. The number of hate crimes logged in the city during October over the Israel-Hamas war was more than double the previous October. I told you of the amount of frequency from 2022 till 2024, 40%. So far this year, hate crimes, particularly against Jewish and Muslim people, are elevated compared with the same period last year. Through the beginning of June, there were 173 anti-Semitic incidents reported to the police among the 101 during the same time last year. Reports of hate crimes against Muslims rose from 5 to 16 over the same period. 5 to 16. The attack on Mrs. Pasternak's home was recorded by security cameras. It was about 2:30 morning Wednesday when 5 vandals, masked and dressed in black, entered the courtyard of her 6-story brick apartment building in a 90-second attack. It's all coordinated. They smeared and spattered the front door, the walls, entrance columns, and courtyard with pinkish red paint and stenciled slogans on the sidewalk. In Brooklyn Carroll's Gardens neighborhood where Miss Truba lives, neighbors were equally upset. Around 1 p.m., the building was still covered in red paint with a stenciled message with Mrs. Truba's name and the words, "Blood on your hands." A man was inside scrubbing the paint from the second floor window. Kate Davis, who lives in the Justin apartment building, shaken to the core by what has happened and called it a blatant act of terrorism. As she spoke, Miss Davis peered around her doorway to look at the paint-covered building and the paint splatters that had made it onto her home stoop. "I was devastated," said Miss Spitzer. "It's outrageous what happened. Throughout the morning, passerby stopped, looked, and shook their heads. One man wept." We got a fucking problem in this country. We got to address it. We got to talk about it. We have to discuss things that are not comfortable to discuss if we want to live in humanity and letting humanity grow. I got to close the window. All right, let's give a quick prayer too. Pray for everybody traveling on train, going back and forth borders. Okay. If we don't have these discussions, as uncomfortable as they are, as appeasing or appealing as they are, as something that does not want to be discussed at this time, we were at 24% anti-Semitic people. Sorry, not involved does not fucking cut it anymore. You are involved because they fucking come after me. They'll be coming after you next, like I said in my other videos. We have a serious emergency crisis, according to the ADL, Jonathan Greenblatt, about this. They just had a Senate hearing yesterday. I'm going to research that and see what was done and the progress and what came out of it. Sorry I did not do that this time. Kristallnacht. It's no joke. I don't. Once again, 1 out of 4. Someone is anti-Semitic that you know. Do not tell me it's not you. It could be you. You could think jokes are funny about Jewish people. They have all the money. They have all the this. They have all the that. And they run the show. And Jewish bankers this that. Understand your quibs, your quotes, your slight bias promotes a development of hate in which contributes to the overall 26% are anti-Semitic in the world. 24% in the United States of America. You have to know someone or heard of someone, or it could be like I said, that is anti-Semitic. Why? Why? I'm going to ask you to do the fucking impossible again. I'm going to ask you to address when you hear this in public, when you hear this in private, when you hear this at work, when you hear this at the shop, when you hear this in the beauty salon, when you hear this when you're working out, address why. We got to address this. Nazi Germany had Hitler come up with less than 3%. 3% and we're at 24 right now. Oh, there's no such fucking thing as a neo-Nazi, what the hell did she say? Neo what? I gotta say that again. That's bullshit. Sorry, I gotta find that again to address that, because that's file nasty version. There is no such thing as a white supremacist Zionist. Fuck you on that. Making up discriminating shit, just think because you're holier than thou, because of what you think and the acts you do, does not make you right, moral, or decent in any fucking light. Get that straight. I'm so surprised this is not being discussed more. I'm so surprised everybody's not bringing this up every fucking day online. I'm so surprised this is not being addressed every day. I'm so surprised it's not being addressed at work like it should, at play like it should, when you're out like it should. We are going to have uncomfortable conversations. If we want to survive as a society, if we don't, we will not survive. Pretty simple. Fucking broken. Gotta fucking fix it. As well as coming after me, they're gonna come after you. That's the way the world works. Nobody gets off at 26% anti-Semitism in the United States of America. Nobody gets off in the world at 26% anti-Semitism in the world. My name is Kevin Berg. This was our third or fourth segment about it will happen again if we don't fucking address what's going on. Playlist. Every week I do an anti-Semitism update, among my other updates. Right now, let's break it down. Let's pray. Pray for you, pray for me, pray for world peace. Pray for those coming and going. Pray for those on a plane, train, on the wheel. Pray for those that are first responders. Pray for everybody in uniform, all rescue staff, and policemen, policewomen, anybody going to and fro during this Father's Day. Pray for those in the hospital every day. Pray for all the doctors. Pray for all the people. Watch out for motorcycles, please. They're out there. Pray for you, me, world peace, and pray for the anti-Semites that they realize what they're doing is horrible, and it's moral decay. My name is Berg. This is What Was I Saying, blog KDB. I'm here to provoke thought and move humanity just a little bit. Coming out. Thank you, folks.